Rabbit Power, go! We're super excited to be here to do another show talking about our favorite superheroes. But we have some housekeeping, obviously, like we do at the top of every single show. The big winner of our movie audio commentary was John Wick with 41%.
Oh,
Chapter 1?
Chapter 1, or the first.
John Wick the first. John Wick the first.
Is that what it's officially called?
Yeah.
John Wick the first?
In my world it is.
You know how Star Wars was then later Episode 4 in New Hope? It's now John Wick the first.
That's
The
right.
first?
We
John Wick
retconned the
Chapter
title.
2, and then John Wick Parabellum.
The Reckoning.
Parabellum.
Yeah.
Parabellum, The Reckoning.
That's
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys are have joined the Patreon, we're going to do an audio commentaries every single month. We did unlock our goal to do Patreon-only Q&As. That will enable the following month. So we offset it by month to make sure that, like, on the first of the following month, we've actually hit the goal.
Cool.
Because some people change their pledges or remove their pledges.
Yeah.
If you have done that or you forget to renew it or whatever, make sure you guys double-check to make sure you are renewing the pledges every single month so we can keep the goals going.
Because they will retroact if we lose money.
Exactly.
Because we can't fund them anymore.
Exactly. So if the goal
Gotcha.
crosses 100%,
Yeah.
and then at the first of the next month it goes to 97, then it's like, well, we can't do the goal.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I got it.
I'm super excited to be doing the audio commentaries, though. We're gonna have a preview of Darkman coming out.
Darkman was fun.
Darkman was a lot of fun.
That
It
was surprisingly
ridiculous.
fun.
It would be cool to do it now with a good movie. So I'm looking forward to John
It'll
Wick.
be fun. It'll be even more fun to watch John Wick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've heard such good things about Chapter 3. It has like a 96 rating or something, 96% rating.
They say it's the best one.
Yeah, so I'm excited. The first one is ridiculous.
It's got Jason Mantzoukas in it, so it's got to be the best one.
And it just kind of get crazier from there. So if you haven't joined the Patreon,
Derek.
jump on it. We've got a lot of stuff on there.
Cool.
And a lot of really cool goals. Next thing, the podcast, obviously. Every single week, the podcast. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you for listening. We have it on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, wherever podcasts are sold. If you're listening to it, jump over to YouTube. We've got a whole bunch of videos. We did the pre-snap recap. We've done two spoiler, two reviews for Avengers Endgame, non-spoiler and spoiler. We mentioned this last week.
Right.
Going forward, everything is all spoiler talk. Like
all spoiler talk.
If we mention Avengers Endgame or Spider-Man Far From Home, we're going to talk about spoilers.
Just in case people can't see your cool thumbnails where you say spoiler
warning.
Because of the podcast format. Also, like, rate, and review all our podcasts everywhere you are, because that lets us know where we are and where we stand amongst everybody else.
Exactly.
Right?
It helps the ranking so much. So just drop a review. Whatever the review may be, good or bad. So far, the reviews have all been very, very positive.
Nice.
So thank you to everybody who has reviewed the podcast. Choose whatever platform is your favorite. Just do a little rating and let us know what you think. Also, Avengers Endgame completely crushing it at the box office. It's $400 million away from sinking Avatar, which is crazy.
400 million.
Or 500. I think.
Okay.
Just about 500 million.
I guess I got to go see it two more times.
I guess I got to go see it again for the second time.
I guess I got to go see it a total of
It's
22
chumps
times.
like me who have only been once that are keeping this behind. Dang it.
It's doing incredibly well. It's broken, I think, like 36 different records for how quickly it's gotten to a lot of its records, which is super impressive.
Yeah.
It hasn't had tremendous drops in its following weeks that it's been out, so that's huge. It's had huge returns so far. So I think this is even when The Force Awakens came out, I was like, hey, I think The Force Awakens is going to do incredibly well. I don't necessarily think it'll catch Avatar, but I think it'll get close. And I think it was within, like $800 million or something.
Of Avatar, probably.
Because I think it hit $2 billion.
Yeah.
So it's I think it's within $800 million, which is like
Whew.
that's still a lot. That's potentially a whole other movie's box office revenue.
I have people asking me if they should go watch this movie, and they've only seen like one or two
Marvel
MCU movies, and I'm just like, I hate to say no because I kind of want this movie to smash all the records, but I'm just like,
I've been telling people no.
Yeah, me too.
I'm like,
do your homework, homie.
I feel like I've been telling people, and I have one specific person in mind too, Jessica Verdi.
Oh,
a year ago, she admitted online she hadn't seen any, and like Infinity War was coming out, so the goal was, foolishly, to try and catch her up for Infinity War. It didn't happen.
Within the year?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's she's like a couple movies away. In fact, she needs to watch Infinity War next, and then Ant-Man and the Wasp and Captain Marvel, and then she's good to go.
Okay.
So she's 3 away from Endgame.
I mean, that's pretty good progress, but
It's
still.
very good progress. Yeah. But I still feel, and Jessica's great, and she's been very enthusiastic about it, which is awesome. She's a great friend.
She's been live tweeting her reactions too, right?
And then she got to a point where she's like, I can't live tweet this anymore. I have to watch it. Like I just need to sit. Like she's like, I'm just gonna watch Black Panther, guys. I'm not gonna, because when she live tweets it, she'll pause it. You know, like that's how she does it. Yeah. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah,
so anyway, Jessica notwithstanding, there are a lot of people that are like, can I go see? And
Yeah.
I feel as if I've been saying, hey, man, I know you weren't maybe paying attention to me. And
Right.
me is the stand-in for your nerdy friend. But hey, regular person who's not nerdy, I know you haven't been listening to your nerdy friend for 10 years, but we've been saying you better get on this train because it's a going.
Oh, yeah.
Whether or not you're on it, it ain't
Yeah,
stopping.
exactly.
And you took 10 years to decide to get on this train.
To watch 2 movies.
And
okay.
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 I kind of
right.
want to be like, you know what? Catch the next train.
Yeah.
This
You're
one
like,
ain't
you
for
know
you.
what? Skip this one.
Skip this.
Skip
I'm
this
serious. I'm
one.
like,
Get the 5
you know
o'clock.
what? And skip Spider-Man because
Skip
you also
Spider-Man,
are not ready for
But
that.
jump on to the next
Why
one
don't you
because
why don't you pop in Iron Man?
yeah.
Oh, is it streaming somewhere? That's on you. You figure it out. I'm not going to tell
to buy
you.
some Blu-rays.
You get it.
You had 10 years to buy some
Or
Blu-rays,
maybe
a DVD.
Have
Yeah.
them spend the $200 to $400, whatever it's going to cost to
For the
buy
box set?
the
The box set?
Infinity War
Yeah.
box set. I'm
Yeah.
just like, do that.
I really am
Because-
like, look, if honestly, when it comes down to, I think, normal people, they're like, can I rent it on YouTube? Like my dad did, and I was like, yes, you can rent. He's like,
That's
hey,
actually a good
he
option.
goes, hey, I found Doctor Strange on YouTube for $3. My dad doesn't sound like that. I
Yeah.
don't know. He goes, hey, I found it for $2.99 on YouTube. Great, Dad, rent
Yeah,
it. And
do
then
it.
he was caught up. That was the last one he had to do.
Oh.
And then we
wow.
went to go see Endgame.
Nice.
And before he did, we went through every single movie because he was like, I think I've only seen like half of them. And then I started listing them.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I've seen all of them except for Doctor Strange. And I'm like,
Nice.
great. We went to go see Captain Marvel a month ago. He was caught up, good to go. Before Endgame, he hadn't seen it, or like we had seen it and he hadn't yet, and it was already out for a week.
Right.
And we were gonna go the next week, and I told him, because we had seen Endgame, I'm like, actually, Dad, you kind of need to watch Doctor Strange.
You really need
It's
to
kind
watch.
of important.
I'm like, actually, there's kind of a pivotal fucking character
Right.
in Endgame who like it only really shows up in Doctor Strange.
Right,
So,
exactly.
So please watch it. And he's like, oh, okay, I will. So
Yeah,
he
yeah,
did.
yeah.
He was texting me. He's like, this guy's a dick. Like he did not like Doctor Strange. And I'm like, that's fine as long as he wasn't like, I don't like Tilda Swinton. He was like,
Right,
he's
right,
cool. So then we went to go see Endgame, and Tilda Swinton came on the screen. I was like,
Yes, you see,
The homework was worth it.
important.
and he was like, oh yeah, okay, great. But for all
he's like, yeah, shut up.
yeah, seriously though, for everybody who's probably watching right now, probably has that normal friend that's asked that same question, and it's like, yeah, man, this train isn't for you.
It's really not.
If you're serious
It's
about
really
it,
not.
and if you don't give a shit enough, then just fucking go watch Endgame.
Right,
If you're a normie, like normal people are just gonna go watch it, and then at the end they're gonna see these huge pivotal things
Right,
that
right,
happen,
right.
and
And
they're
they're
gonna
just
go,
gonna be like, oh, cool.
wow, okay,
That's
cool,
all right.
cool. If they like it, then you can tell them. You can tell your normie friend, yeah, go from the beginning, watch
Yeah,
them all.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
not
true.
saying binge watch them. I'm
Right.
saying
Right.
the next time you see you're like, hey, what are we gonna watch? Watch the next one on your list. Just
Right.
go through it.
You can just do literally one a week and
The,
you're fine.
the problem is the
Yeah.
people who have just dabbled.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
just like, they feel like they know enough,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, well, you've
Homie,
seen
you don't know
Yeah.
shit.
You've
Yeah,
seen Black
yeah.
Panther and you've
Yeah.
seen Captain Marvel. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not enough
Yeah.
to
No,
like get you
no,
into this
no.
one.
Yeah.
You want to be like, do you know who killed Howard Stark? Because that's important.
Because
And
that's
it's like,
really important.
It
you know,
matters.
Yeah, so
it's like you don't even know who Doctor Strange is at,
Yeah.
at this point. You haven't seen the introduction of Spider-Man to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see Cap stop picking up the hammer. Like,
yes,
dude, come on! Like, there's so
There
much
are
stuff
moments
there.
that are important.
yes.
But what sucks is that like I feel like the movie was a big payoff for us because
Yeah.
Oh
we've
my
been
God.
following it.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to stop people. Like
I
they
know.
might enjoy this movie just
I know.
on its own.
My mom
you
went
know?
to see it, and I have honestly no clue how many of these movies she's seen. We've seen a few together, but I don't know how many total. But she walked out there, she's like, I loved it. It was great.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
great,
cool.
great.
Cool,
There
perfect.
was a video on YouTube, and I kind of don't want to like. Now that I'm talking about it, people are going to search it. It was like a well put together little thing. It's fine, but it was frustrating for me because the YouTube video in question was about this guy and his friends who realized that this guy's brother had not seen a single one of the movies in the MCU, and he's in his 20s, and like younger, I think, but he was still like married. He's like a young guy who was married. They were gonna go take him to see Endgame because
Yeah.
their experiment
Yeah.
was like, is this gonna work for somebody who has no idea
Yeah.
what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
And they were making fun of him and quizzing him at the beginning, and he's a good sport. But the thing that frustrated me about it is that when they were talking to him about it, he kind of had this attitude that was like, I don't know, they're not my kind of movies. And already right there, I was like, I don't understand you. Already right there, I was like, because he just seemed like the type of person who doesn't care about movies.
right.
That kind of person, not just Marvel or superhero, but even just like you don't care about movies.
In
that kind
general,
of
yeah,
person, I'm
yeah.
like, Like whether or not you like Marvel superheroes, you didn't see that huge project that Robert Downey Jr., the actor, became very famous again for Iron Man. You didn't see the Iron Man movie with Jeff Bridges. And like the fact that a person could be like that, I don't understand that person. So at the beginning of the video, I was really just like, I fucking hate this guy. Like I was so mad. Like I was mad. But then they interviewed him afterwards, and they were laughing because he didn't know what certain things were. He also recognized. He said he had a great time and he thought it was good.
Yeah.
He also recognized the stuff that was happening at the end probably was a payoff for people like us.
Exactly.
But then his favorite was Thor and Hulk. He liked those characters.
Of course.
Cool.
He
Those
thought they were
characters are
super fun
amazing.
and super funny. And he still had certain questions about certain things, but like he got it. He liked it.
Right.
You know. So and I think even afterwards it was a thing of like. Maybe they asked him, "Are you gonna go watch the rest?" And he was like, like still that kind of thing where I'm just like, I don't understand.
I'm never introducing you to my little brother, who's named Hector, because he walked out of Civil War, and he was like, and that's the last movie he watched. Because he walked out of Civil War, and I'm just like,
why did he walk out, dude? Why did he walk out?
Oh, I'm his older brother, and I have no. I'm the only one in my family, my immediate family, who's into this stuff.
Oh,
like
boy.
even in my extended I have a giant family with millions of cousins.
Yeah.
And none of them are into this geeky stuff that I'm
wild,
into.
Man.
Yeah. So I'm kind of like the black sheep in the family.
I get it, but I still feel like, and I don't think that this is the same with your brother, your family. I think that they're totally normal people.
They are. Normal. They're wonderful people.
It felt like for this video that I was describing about this young kid, that there was an element of almost like kind of being proud of the fact that he hadn't seen. Do you know what I mean? A little bit of just like. What? That kind of feeling where I'm just like, well, don't be proud about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not.
Hector's so offended.
It's this thing of like, look, man, it's not cool to be like counterculture. Like, it's not cool to shit on a thing just because it is popular.
Just because it is
yes,
popular.
It is popular. Yes, it is popular.
And there's no stopping it.
But 10 years ago, it was not popular.
Not
Do you know
at
what I mean?
Not
20 years ago, it was not popular at all. So
right.
don't shit on a thing and just be like, what? I don't watch Game of Thrones. Like, you don't have to do that. If you don't, that's fine, but don't have that
I don't watch
attitude
Game of Thrones, but I'm going to binge it as soon as it's over.
I'm watching season 8.
You started on season 8, right?
Yeah. I watched 2 episodes from previous seasons, and then Emily really wants to watch it, so I'm like, let's just watch it.
Yeah.
I feel like I got enough context in the first 3 episodes that I understand enough, you know.
There's people screaming at us right now, screaming at you. They're just like, Adam, no.
But truly, like you said, you'd be willing to go. You're gonna watch. You're gonna binge the whole thing.
I am gonna binge the whole thing.
If you were asked by Emily, or if you like committed you would watch every episode,
I want to do
right?
it with Bert, because Bert really wants to do it with me.
There you go.
So I'm like, cool.
You're not opposed to it.
I'm not against the spoilers of this show.
Sure.
I'm okay if I know the spoilers, so I'm fine with just watching it.
Or how it ends.
Yeah, so seeing how it ends.
Because by the time I get to that part, I'm gonna be like, I forgot what I saw on the internet.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
I just don't like that attitude sometimes when people have of like, of like this whole thing of like,
I know people like
it's
that.
like, all right, buddy. Okay,
I know
cool.
people
What do
like
you do
that.
for fun?
Yeah.
Read? What do you do?
Yes, that's what they do.
What do you do? I hope you read cool shit, man. What kind of stuff do you read? Okay,
Murder
great.
Falcon.
Yeah, that's dope.
That shit is so good.
Yeah, it is.
Let's just get into the first topic.
Oh, that wasn't the first topic?
It wasn't technically, no.
That was housekeeping.
That was just housekeeping.
Him giving us an update on the Avengers
I was going to talk
budget.
about how James Cameron congratulated them, but we want to talk about Endgame.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Is Marvel heading to San Diego Comic-Con? The question of all questions. Last year, Kevin Feige said that they were skipping Comic-Con because of Endgame and all the other movies that were coming out. Spider-Man Far From Home is coming out 2.5 weeks before Comic-Con is happening. So I think it's safe to say, and Bob Iger did say that sometime during the summer that they are going to announce or start talking about the movies that they're officially making, whether it's going to be stuff probably on Disney Plus, theatrically, whatever they're going to be doing. Right now, it seems very likely that if they're going to come to Hall H, they're going to do a Phase 4 presentation that includes Black Widow, Shang Chi, The Eternals, maybe Black Panther 2, Doctor Strange 2. I don't know. Do you think that it's necessary for Marvel to come to Hall H with some sort of presentation? It's kind of like their home. Do you want them to slate out their movies for the next, 3-4 years? We'll get into the Disney.
I mean, they kind of did, but
yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But do you want them to slate out like what's happening for the next 3 years, or do you just want them to go 2020? This is what we're doing.
I'm gonna say it is necessary because Marvel Studios was not present at San Diego Comic-Con last year. Comic-Con's an institution. Like you said, it's their home. There's no better place to announce this kind of stuff other than Hall H at Comic-Con. But I don't like the attitude of D23. I don't like the attitude of Disney being able to separate itself from Comic-Con. Look, man, nobody needs Comic-Con. No, it's just it's just a big hype
for us.
That's
just blasphemy.
But it's realistic. It's just a big hype machine, obviously, for people that are already kind of plugged in and switched in. Yes, no, you're right. Disney just needs to put out trailers and make sure again that the normies know about the stuff that they're putting out. Right. Which right now they have no idea what's in pre-production, and we kind of have an idea because we're following what they've sort of said and conversations and everything. But I do think that it's necessary. I think that it's damn cool when Comic-Con or when Marvel Studios shows up at Comic-Con at Hall H. They've had some legendary moments that we've been a part of. We were there in the room, and that's cool to be able to say, like, I was there when the Avengers first assembled. I was there when Tom Hiddleston Loki came out and shushed the crowd. Like, I was there when Josh Brolin lifted the gauntlet. You know, that kind of stuff is dope.
We've got Thanos.
Exactly. So, I again, going back to, yes, it's necessary. It's damn cool. Of course, I would want them to just announce Phase 4, all of it. But knowing that Kevin Feige and everybody they felt like they were kind of backed into a corner, and they wish they hadn't done that a couple of years ago, and then because then they had to kind of move things around in the schedule, and we all know that it's very difficult to make a movie and to have production schedules and all that stuff. I think that we at least are owed and that sounds shitty, but at least owed, like, here's the movies that are coming out next year. Nothing has even been announced officially for 2020. That's next May they have a release date. Next November they have a release date. And July also?
I think July,
or is it February? No, it's May, July, November. So what are those 3 films? And what's far enough along to be excited, to start getting excited about it? At least 2020. It would be awesome if it was the rest of Phase 4. But I think that Marvel owes a lot to the history of Comic-Con, and it's really the coolest when Marvel Studios shows up and shares stuff.
I agree, and I don't disagree that they should be there to present, but I feel like Kevin Feige saying that he wished he wouldn't have done some stuff there just because it backed him into a corner. I feel like it should maybe be more of a wrap-up kind of session of like Hall H. Bring out Robert Downey Jr. one more time, and then maybe have him say, "Hey guys, listen, I'm out, but here's the next 3 movies."
I love you 3000.
Like, I love you 3000. Like, I love you. He should just come out to the crowd and say, "I love you 3000."
Standing
ovation.
Standing
5-10-minute standing ovation. Just
shut it down.
Shut it down. It's gonna run into the next panel. Like, it's gonna ruin the rest of the day.
Sorry, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, sorry, but you guys aren't getting your thing done. So I feel like it should be sort of like a wrap-up show. Definitely some Q&A with Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, just those 2 guys even, because they're kind of like, and Scarlett too.
But she's getting a movie.
Right, she's getting a movie.
So she can come back next year.
Exactly, she can come back next year. So I'm hoping that it's kind of like a wrap-up show with the announcement of just the immediate next 3 movies. Like you said, kind of have to be in production already, like in order for them to come out on this slate. So there's something in the works. But I feel like that would be kind of what we're owed. I hate to say that because that sounds gross. Like, they don't owe us shit.
No, nothing.
They've given us 22 movies.
But I feel like, exactly. Like, and we've paid for every single one of those.
After a lot of the free screen.
Yeah, there was an exchange of goods.
There was an exchange of our time,
currency
of our time. And so I feel like that would be a good kind of bookend because they've been an institution in a Hall H for a long, long time. Since up until recently.
Yeah, since 2007.
Right, exactly.
At least as far as I know. That's at least when like Kevin Feige was coming to Comic-Con.
Right, exactly.
I think they even had a panel in 06. In 06 was there announcing
like Marvel Studios. Iron Man.
Exactly. See, so it's just like, I mean, they knew that they had to bookend it in Endgame, and I feel like Kevin Feige is the kind of guy who appreciates Hall H to the point where he would kind of like bookend it as well. You know?
Yeah, I really like that idea. They've done a lot of anniversary panels for movies, that are celebrating 35, 40 years. Aliens did one, I think, a couple years ago. I love that idea. And one of the things that Kevin Feige talked about in the Entertainment Weekly interview that they did with Anthony Bresnikan was when the Avengers came out, the first Avengers, he did the whole world tour with everybody.
Right.
And he said it's the only time he's done it. And he said he doesn't regret anything creatively. If there's one thing that he regrets, it's not doing more roundtable discussions with this original 6 group of actors. So I agree. I think it would be a really cool opportunity to get in front of over 6,500 people,
Yeah.
millions of people who would watch it on YouTube,
Right,
and
exactly.
record some sort of a nice. You could even keep that part, the legacy character part, like a 30-minute segment.
Yeah,
of a
exactly.
1 hour
It doesn't
panel.
have to be the whole thing.
Exactly. You do 30 minutes of like really good discussion and Q&A with
Right.
like the original 6 Avengers, and then you turn it over and you bring out Scarlet at the end
And have her introduce the
have her a
new-
little bit, have her
Yeah.
do like a 5-minute Q&A session, and then, well, what's next for you? Black Widow.
Well, check this
tease
out.
tease the movie.
Yeah.
It could
Yeah.
announce that it's the first movie of 2020.
Right.
And then, once that's done, you bring in Eternals,
Right.
Shang Chi. Maybe you announce the cast and the director or whatever you
Yep.
end up doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then, you round out 2020.
And then Doom comes out on stage and smashes everybody.
That'd be
No.
amazing. No,
I'm
but-
just
and,
kidding.
I think like that could really be your panel.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
much as I would love to know, I'm always sort of torn about these sort of things. I love knowing what's coming out 3 years from now, so I
Right,
can be
right,
excited. But then it's also like, well,
It's
I also
three.
like the
It's also 3 years from now.
I also like the anticipation of like, great,
Yeah.
it's the last movie of 2020.
Right,
What's
right.
going to be the teaser
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of this movie? Because then
Right.
it
Right.
allows you to sort of
Yeah.
discover what's next.
I would rather have that, like
Yeah.
the anticipation. The waiting game is as exciting for me at least as the knowing. You
Yeah.
know, like it's cool to have that lineup, and it gives you time to do research because I
Yeah.
don't know shit about the Eternals.
Yeah.
Like I got to
Yes.
go and
Yeah.
figure out what they're all about.
Yeah.
It'll give us time to speculate about what Black Widow is going to be about and all this stuff. But it's a little give and take. Like it's going to be interesting to see how Disney approaches their marketing for the next phase.
Yeah.
Because from everything we're hearing, it's going to be all different. Like it's all they're kind of switching up their strategy. So
Yeah.
who knows? What if they even decide they're just not going to do cons anymore and just secretly drop like
Marvel
trailers
Con.
on Thursdays or like
Yeah.
whatever, you know?
Well,
So
and,
who
and
knows?
Phase 1 and 2, like they pretty much almost exclusively revealed a lot of that stuff at every Comic-Con.
Exactly.
It
So
was like
yeah.
Winter Soldier
Right.
and Guardians. That was all revealed together at a
Except
Comic-Con.
for that one weird junket they did at the LCAP, remember?
And that was announcing Phase 3.
Yes, exactly.
All of Phase 3. It was
Exactly.
the whole
So
thing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool, but yeah, I'm not against them kind of going back to more of the Comic-Con model where it's
Yeah.
like, we'll tell you what's coming out the following year,
Right.
and then the following year at Comic-Con we'll tell you what's coming out the year
next
after.
year, yeah.
Sure.
So
Sure.
yeah, it could be interesting, but
Huh.
we'll see. I
Well-
would say there will be something revealed at Comic-Con.
I really hope so. I mean, and if this Disney slate is anything, if it's any indication
My
of what's
God.
going to happen,
First of all, Disney, you need to fucking calm down.
dude, what the? It's like every movie that's coming out in the next 5 years is by Disney.
This slate goes from 2020 or 2019 to 2027.
Yeah.
It's more filled than my schedule is for a month.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They have so many movies. It's
crazy,
insane.
dude.
We're obviously not gonna talk about all of them.
It's crazy.
But we're gonna talk about a few standouts, particularly the New Mutants moved again. This is now the third or fourth time.
I'm giving that one a thumbs
New
down.
release date, April 3rd, 2020.
Not
Here's
gonna
the
happen.
list of release dates that historically it's had. Originally was supposed to come out 2 years ago, April 13th, 2018.
Whoa.
I told
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys.
that was last year.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
last year.
yeah.
But we saw the teaser trailer, I think,
Still,
a
yeah,
year and a half
it was
ago.
a year and a half ago.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Second release date, February 22nd, 2019.
should have come out already.
Third release date, August 2nd, 2019.
Yep.
And now April 3rd, 2020. I'm probably wrong, and that's totally fine. I don't actually think it'll end up getting a theatrical distribution. I think what they're going to do is they're going to do reshoots,
Yep.
potentially to help maybe tie it into not the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but make it fit better into sort of the Disney mold, whatever that ends up being, or if it's just not that good of a movie, making it stronger, and then maybe just dropping it on Disney Plus or more likely Hulu at some point.
I'm just not holding my breath for this movie.
I'm
at
just
all.
bummed because
At
I like
all.
the cast.
I think this is a different instance than Gambit, which I know that.
Oh,
I know
that's
that,
not even on the
I
slate
know that
anymore.
Augustine, you've said for years it's never
Uh-huh.
going to happen.
I called it right
Yes,
from
you
the
did.
It's not even on
Yeah,
the
you
slate
did.
anymore. They
It's not on the
removed it.
slate anymore.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gone,
it's gone.
which is also a bummer, but it is also like, yeah, cool. That wasn't like the smartest. Everybody kind of it just never felt like a slam dunk idea,
No,
right?
For sure.
No.
It's weird because this thing is done. They shot it, right?
They've
It's
shot it.
done.
And
Not done,
film.
done.
Apparently,
Not
they've
done,
gone back
done.
and done a set of reshoots,
Yeah.
and then it was done, and then they did more reshoots, and then it was done again. So
I don't see.
I personally have no clue what phase this movie is.
I don't
in.
see them doing any reshoots or them having rejiggered anything to make any sort of connectivity to anything else.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think that would be a
Maybe.
waste of time, frankly,
Absolutely.
with Disney
Yeah.
to do now, to invest that in this thing when they
Yeah.
kind of already know, like, we could
We're gonna
just
do our own thing.
we're going to do our own thing. We're going to let the superhero guys do their own thing,
Right.
and they're excited about it.
Right.
And so
Yeah.
I feel like, if anything, it would be reshoots just to, like, make it better.
Yeah,
I
touch it
also
up.
feel like it would also be
Yeah.
a waste of money to make it more Disney-friendly, because
Right,
it's like,
right.
look, man,
That's not the point of it.
that's not the point of why you guys bought all this shit, was just to make everything homogenous and
If
the
you're
same.
gonna make
It was
start making Alien and Predator Disneyfied, I'm like, I don't want that.
No,
I
and,
definitely
and
don't
I
want
and
that.
I truly don't think anybody at Disney does
Wants that,
either.
no. Right,
Honestly,
right.
I don't think that that's part of their plan.
Which is why I think they're keeping Fox
Yeah,
as its
exactly.
own like
right,
distribution
to
Right,
be able
right,
to
right.
release things under
Yeah.
Fox,
Under
and it's
Fox,
Fox.
Yeah.
So that all makes sense. So, like, yeah, I don't. I know people were like, are they postponing it because it's now going to be part of the MCU?
Right.
I'm like, no,
No.
that's not happening.
That's definitely. I mean, there's a probably 1% chance that that's happening.
yeah,
It's that 1%
1%.
chance that Kevin
Which would
Feige
be
was like,
so weird.
I know.
really
It's so
strange
weird.
that Kevin Feige's like, you know what? I like this. Do this,
We can
this,
make it
this,
work.
this, and this.
Yeah.
We'll squeeze it into here.
But what a
bada
weird-
bing, bada boom.
What
It's
a
the
weird,
entry
like,
to Phase 4.
yeah, what a weird X-Men property to be like, that's the one I want to cut. Not like Deadpool 3 script,
Yeah.
you know,
Right,
for them
right,
to
right,
take it, change it, and turn it into MCU
So,
Deadpool. It
here-
would, yeah,
here's
that's,
here's a question.
yeah.
This kind of goes back to the last topic, but do you think Marvel Studios will now sort of be in charge of like dealing with movies like the Deadpool movies and the New Mutants and like presenting them at Comic-Con?
Oh, Marvel Studios?
Yeah.
Interesting.
No.
So you think
or
they'll
is
have
it
like
the
a Fox
No,
panel?
because I think that
Interesting.
these movies are. I mean, I don't know about that, about having a Fox panel, and
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Like that, how would that work?
I
Yeah,
think
that's
it'll probably be
interesting. I
like
didn't think
a
about that.
Disney panel.
Yeah.
You know, if it's going to be a Comic-Con or some other
23
show
or
like
whatever.
this, yeah, like some expo or some
Right,
theater
right.
distribution show or whatever, CinemaCon, whatever it's going to be. I think
Yeah.
it'll be a Disney panel where it's like, and now Disney presents Fox's Avatar or whatever. Like it'll be like that, but it'll
Right,
be
right.
Disney. I just think that these last couple of stragglers are just going to be their own thing, and they're not going to be. Marvel Studios is not going to be like, hey
Yeah.
guys, we're bringing out the X-Men for you. Like they're
Yeah,
not doing that
yeah.
until it's their own
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Right.
In the
I-
same way that
and
Marvel Studios doesn't announce like Agents
feel
of
like-
Shield or
Right,
whatever.
I feel like also,
TV
Hector,
panel.
I also don't want to write off the New Mutants just because they do have a spectacular run in the comics. They're a giant staple of post X-Men world in the 80s because that's what they fill in for the X-Men.
Yeah.
When the X-Men start going like super cosmic, like when the X-Men start going in like dealing with Phoenix and all this stuff, the New Mutants are technically the X-Men and X-Force and all this stuff that ends up happening.
And the kids in a school.
Exactly.
That's
it's
what they
it's so it's that they have this cool character named Data who's like this weird alien from not Data. What's his
Cypher?
name? No. Crazy hair.
Warlock.
Warlock. That's his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah,
Warlock. Data. What the hell was I
Star
thinking?
Trek reference.
I know
there?
Star Trek reference.
Hector got excited.
Warlock. I know. So
Brett
they have
Spiner?
some cool stuff to offer.
Yeah.
It just sucks that they were written into here. The Demon Bear saga, which is what they're doing, sounds weird and dumb, but it's actually a pretty cool run of like the mentality of what it's like to be a mutant and a superhuman. So it's cool, and I hate that this is happening to them.
I'm not writing it off. I'm not writing them off. I'm
I'm-
still excited about this movie.
Same.
And we're always talking about
Still gonna see it.
having to keep the superhero thing not stale.
Right,
and keep
right,
it
right.
fresh. And this is the way you do it, is you go straight horror.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
So
I
I would imagine that Disney feels the same way.
Right.
And again, they're not going to neuter this thing because they have a horror thing that will make, it's not going to make
hope
it
so.
money. It's not going to make it
No.
Chapter 2
Sure.
money, but it'll at least draw some of that
It'll make
crowd.
something.
Right.
Because it's
Right.
like, look, man, Disney's got the princesses covered, and now
Right.
Disney has Star Wars and Marvel covered.
Right.
So why not put out a movie that'll be like,
Jump into the horror game.
anybody else? Anybody else want to do it? And then all the horror dudes come over like, yeah, let me check it out. Like, that's what
Dog,
they want.
Yeah.
That It trailer scared the shit out
I
of
haven't
me.
seen it yet.
What? Should we
haven't
watch
seen
it
it
on the
yet.
show? We'll,
Yes.
we'll watch it on the
Yes.
show.
No.
We
Yes.
will watch it.
We're gonna watch the It trailer.
Because
Unplanned.
Damn it.
We're
I
doing
saw
it.
it. So I saw it
Should have
yesterday.
never said anything.
I saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
And usually I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm all good. I'm all good. Whatever. I was getting ready for work at 5 a.m. this morning,
Dumb,
and I was just like,
Foolish. You're just like in bed, you pull it up, like, I'm awake.
no. I watched it the day previously.
Oh my God.
And
Oh,
I
you still
woke
got
up
scared?
and I was
Because it was
waiting for
dark?
an old lady to just peek around the corner like that and just go, what?
Well, you spoiled it for me. No.
No, I didn't
If we're
spoil
watching,
shit for
if
you.
we're watching that shit, let's hurry up and get it out of the way. Come on. Come on. What else? We got the Watchmen trailer queued up. Let's watch that.
We got
Come
the
on.
Watchmen
Let's
trailer
go.
queued
We're just gonna ignore
go.
Star Wars and Avatar.
Let's go. What about it? Everybody knows about it.
Hector's already scared.
Indiana Jones, 2021. Harrison Ford's going to be 79. What is
Yeah,
it? That's
he's
a
gonna be-
statistic.
He's just gonna fly more planes into
They
the
delayed
ground.
Avatar by
Avatar
another
2,
year. And it's
2021.
gonna alternate holidays with Star Wars up until 2027.
Makes
Dang,
sense.
so they're making a whole Avatar universe?
Yeah.
It remains to be seen.
I mean, if they ever come out with the second one, the second one's been delayed.
I forgot
for
where
about
I
4
heard
years.
it. I forgot where I heard it, but I heard that 4 and 5 are not going to happen until 2 and 3. Like 2 and 3 are for sure coming out.
Yeah, but they
It'll
gotta
be
be
like the Matrix.
bangers.
They
Right.
got to be bangers, and if 2 and 3 are bangers, then
Right.
that will kind of greenlight
4 and 5,
4 and 5 for them to do that.
They must have the deepest faith in this franchise because of that theme park.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I hear
man.
that ride is amazing
Really?
at Disney World.
It is the highest grossing film of all time.
Right. No, but I'm saying
Yeah.
though, like
Yeah.
to bank all of that time and effort into a theme park, into a ride, into
Yeah.
5 movies
Mm-hmm.
when you've made one movie that's a hitter. Like I get it, and it has been done before,
Yeah.
but they must have
it's pretty
some
ambitious.
like, mega plans.
But I will
yeah.
say, like, it's James Cameron.
Well,
He's done a
yeah.
lot of good stuff in
If-
his career.
If there's anybody who I would put my faith behind, it'd be
That's what I
somebody
mean.
like a James
Right.
Cameron.
Yeah, it's very
But-
few directors.
Yeah,
but,
but
Cameron
you
being
know,
one of them.
like we had the Terminator 2.
Yeah, what happened?
And
What happened? Terminators weren't great.
well, I mean, that's like that's
Why-
a whole separate.
Why-
podcast
well,
we
I-
could
Why
do.
haven't
that's the
y'all
thing, like-
greenlit Alita
Greenlighted?
2?
Greenlighted?
Where's Alita 2?
I know.
I'm waiting for Alita 2.
I
Greenlit.
got that 3D Blu-ray notification,
Oh, you
so I
do?
can
Nice.
pre-order
I'm
it.
just saying that's
I
a
know.
lot of faith
It is.
in
Oh,
a
for
franchise
sure.
that like didn't age as well as I would hope a movie like that
For
would
sure,
age.
for
you know?
sure.
Like
I agree.
it's just
We're not talking about it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless
I know.
Watchmen teaser.
Let's do
I
it.
have not seen this.
Let's go.
There have been a couple of other ones. I
haven't
seen
seen
any of
this yet
them,
either. So
here we go.
We are no one. We are everyone.
Multiple
Rorschach?
And we are invisible.
Steve?
ooh, nice.
We convinced ourselves that they were gone.
Gotta have clocks.
They were
Ozymandias?
just hibernating.
Nope.
Interesting.
They came for everybody. Oh, please.
Are we safe?
I guess we have ourselves a reckoning.
Interesting. That's Ozymandias.
Oh.
Is that like a new Rorschach?
They all are.
No, Silverface,
Tick-tock,
dude.
tick-tock.
What are you two talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just the end of the world.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Huh.
Is there anything else? Nope.
Very interesting.
I still am not 100% sure. I feel like everything that I read online is either it's this thing or it's this thing. Some people are saying it's an alternate universe that's outside of the movie that came out in 2009.
That would make
And
sense.
then I'm hearing things that it's a sequel to the 2009 movie.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This
either.
doesn't really tell us.
No, it
but
does
we have
not.
an older.
It doesn't look like the 2009 movie.
doesn't-
at all.
Yeah.
It looks like a TV show. It looks like
Yeah.
an HBO
Yeah.
TV
Zack
show.
Snyder's movie is like a comic book.
It's very,
Right.
very
adaptation.
stylized,
Yeah.
very slow mo. Everything's blue.
Yeah.
I heard that it was a sequel to the comic.
Okay.
So
Oh,
like
okay.
the comic is considered the comic, and it's what happened, and then
Right.
this takes place in that same world,
Like
but
the
like
post-
after,
Gotcha.
post-
like Doomsday Clock.
Post-alien invasion thing that they tried to
Correct,
do. Yeah.
correct. It's
Yeah.
that. Is what I think I remember reading that somewhere,
Okay.
and that basically means it's kind of a sequel to the movie because the movie's supposed to be the comic,
comic,
right?
yeah.
It's supposed to, with a few changes here and there.
Mhm.
I mean,
I don't
a
think
huge
they-
major change at the end.
Yeah, but I don't think it necessarily breaks the story.
It doesn't
the
break
way,
it.
the way some,
Cinematically
the way
it
some
works.
people
Yeah.
do. Right. I think cinematically it works. I know some people think that it breaks the story, and I'm like, I get that. I don't think it's as big a deal as some other stuff in the movie
Right.
and some other like thematic choices that
yeah,
were
yeah.
made and stuff. But
Agreed.
it looks like focused. It looks purposeful. It
Yeah.
doesn't look meandering. It looks
Right,
good.
right.
It looks.
And I had
you
no
know.
clue that Jeremy Irons was going to be playing Ozymandias. I think this
I'm
is
pretty
probably
sure he is.
I think this is also probably the first time that we're kind of getting any sort of there's been like
Yes.
one other teaser, but
Yeah.
they've all been like 10 seconds long.
Yeah,
and it's giving you literally no context at all. So this is nice because you kind of get to see the actors that are in the movie. You get
The show.
the show. You get some form of context. That's like, okay, cool. What are all these? What is this
get the
Rorschach
theme.
game doing?
You get the theme. It's TikTok,
Yeah.
TikTok, which is if you
Yeah.
follow Watchmen, you
Yeah.
don't know what this is about because I don't know where they're referencing this TikTok thing from.
Doomsday Clock.
Is it the Doomsday Clock thing? I'm not sure. I know that there was a
mean-
lot of references to time in the comic.
Yes.
Because what's his face, the blue guy,
Dr.
Dr. Manhattan would talk about it a lot. But here it looks like the silver face guy. It looks like they're taking all this very literally, and there's lots of flashes of yellow, like the logo. So I'm just not sure. Like we get literally nothing about the original cast except for Ozymandias. So
Yeah, because I know. Well, Night Owl and
don't know.
Silk Spectre are supposed to be retired, and,
Right,
like
exactly.
in hiding. Rorschach's dead.
Yeah.
Right.
Comedian's dead.
Means that. Yeah.
I imagine at this point the original Silk Spectre's dead because she was an older
Maybe.
woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's yeah, but like the comic book didn't have things that were important literally to the story, but like you're saying, there's
Right.
a lot of themes and thematic imagery,
Yeah.
and it looks like it has this. I just don't know what the message of this is going to
Exactly.
Right.
be. It looks like
It's
it's
a little
dealing
vague.
with the police state. It looks
Yeah.
like it's dealing with maybe this show is going to have something to say about the state of the police
Right.
in the U.S. today,
Well,
the
here's-
way that Watchmen talked about certain things in the 80s.
Yeah.
Here's a synopsis from
Okay.
Damon Lindelof. As set in alternate history where superheroes are treated as outlaws, this drama series embraces the nostalgia of the original groundbreaking graphic novel of the same name while attempting to break new ground of its own.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because it's a sequel for
Yeah.
sure. Okay,
so
cool.
it's kind of inspired by and kind of a sequel to
I think it'll be a
Watchmen.
sequel.
Yeah.
like a
think it will
direct
absolutely be a
sequel. Look at
sequel,
that panda guy in the background.
Yeah.
That's weird. Okay.
Mhm. So, and then
Um,
if you remember at the end of the comic book, Rorschach had a journal,
Right.
and he sent it into a right-wing publication.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like an overweight kid who was like an intern or something, and some
Yeah,
asshole was like,
yeah.
"Go through the wackadoo file or whatever, see if you want to do
I
anything with
remember
it."
that, yeah.
So the implication was that the world could maybe still learn the secret that Ozymandias plotted to
Right.
to make everything.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh boy, let's just get this out of the way.
Maybe.
This is 3 minutes
Wait,
long.
Hector, do you not like horror movies?
That's fine. Let's just do it. Let's get it out of
Wait,
the
I
way.
didn't know you didn't like horror movies.
I'm gonna watch it chapter 2. I
Wait,
watched
have
the
you
first
seen
one. It
chapter
was
1?
good. Yeah,
okay.
it was good.
Okay. Did
Good film.
did it scare you?
Yes, but
It
it was
was-
but it was more like Stranger Things. Like it was enjoyable.
Okay.
Do you want to do viewer questions
Okay.
first and then watch the
No,
trailer,
let's
or
get
just-
this. I
okay,
would rather
cool.
do viewer
Perfect.
questions.
Great, great.
Let's
Because
do
you're
it.
just gonna leave after
Here
this.
we go. Yeah, I'm about to bounce. Well, yesterday at work,
Can I help you?
I used to live here.
Won't you come in?
Cameron
It's
and the
the
gang
least I can do.
at El Rey watched both of these trailers,
Thank you
okay.
and I
very
heard them. So I heard this whole trailer,
Well,
but didn't see it
feel
because I was
free to
doing some
look
work on my
around while
computer,
I
and they
get
were
the water boiling.
and they were like
Your
watching
hair's
this.
winter fire. January embers. My heart burns there.
Oh, that bathroom scene.
That was from who sent her that postcard? One of the other
That
boys.
was the little boy, yeah.
No,
There
No.
you go. God, music.
creepy as hell. I love it. That's so creepy.
I do
Dude, I would have
apologize.
bounced out that fucking
Listen,
house
listen.
right there as soon as I
I-
saw those fucking
I
flies.
got to go.
I heard
But
the
you feel
trailer.
like you could just
And I was
about
thinking the same thing because
die.
it sounded so creepy. But I'm watching it right now, and
But
it
you
all
know what they
seems
say
legit.
about
Okay,
Derek.
just
And
keep
she
watching.
seems nice.
Keep watching.
No one who dies here ever really dies.
She seems nice, very friendly. Okay, I'm out. That's where I put the cup down, and I go, okay, goodbye, thanks. No.
But tell me, how is it
Oh,
being back
Jesus.
in Derry?
It's good. Strange.
Listen,
Strange.
you know, people deal with stuff medically.
Oh, my.
Ugh.
Yep.
I had some cookies in the oven before you came. Stay right there.
I shouldn't impose. I'm gonna.
No, I insist.
Your photos are lovely, Miss Kirsch. Are these your family?
My father came to this country with $14 in his pocket.
What did he do, Mrs. Kirsch?
My father joined the circus.
Oh shit. Her father was the it clown. No.
I was always Daddy's.
That's the
little
scariest goddamn thing ever. Just
What
an
about
old
you?
naked lady.
Yep.
girl. Are you still his little girl, Beverly? Are you?
Bill Hader. This is gonna be so good.
Yep.
You guys, this is gonna be so good.
Club has officially begun.
I'm so happy that
We can do this, but we
McAvoy.
have to stick together.
I love it. What a great cast. And the kids are back too. That's so great. Wow. You gotta show them.
Hello.
He's got that lazy eye
So
that he's
good.
used to his advantage in
Oh,
both
so
movies.
good.
That natural lazy eye that he has.
And then he does
yeah.
that
Are
weird,
they
like, lip
digitally
thing.
enhancing it
That's
though?
his
I feel
natural
like
eye.
they are.
No,
No.
he
Bro.
watching an interview
Bro.
with him on Jimmy Kimmel, and he does it.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, he can just do
He
it.
can
do
just
it.
do it, yeah.
and this lip thing that he does,
That's
he
his
can do that
actual
too.
lip. Like he can. So if you watch
Like
watch
this?
his interviews,
With
he
Jimmy
he
Kimmel.
can do that thing with his lips, and they accentuate it with the makeup a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But at the same
Ugh.
time, he does that thing with his lips, and his eye goes off to the side too, and it's just the creepiest
It's
fucking
so
shit you've ever
creepy.
seen. That
He's so good at Pennywise.
it's so
Yeah, he
it's
is.
yeah, he's really good.
we haven't had a lot of like pinnacles of good horror movies, and I feel like this movie
Yeah.
here is
is gonna be a
moment.
saga.
It's a moment
is.
in like horror movie history.
Zach and I talked about it, and we're both so glad that just like the miniseries, it like doing the two-parter basically.
Yeah, best.
Not dragging
Best.
out into like 3-4 movies.
Zach can't say shit. He
I haven't
hasn't seen the
it.
first
I
one.
know.
Oh,
So-
really?
I know.
Zach can't say shit.
He's
I
only
love
really-
you, Zach,
he's
but
really
you can't say
get
shit.
on that.
He's only read the book and
Yeah.
watched the old.
I mean, it's
miniseries.
good.
Cool.
It's good.
How has
but
he not
this-
seen the new one then?
Well, he blames Malika.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's a thing.
It looks
Yeah.
great.
I went to see this by myself in the theater,
Did you
so
really?
there's no reason
Chapter
he
one?
can't do that. Yeah.
yeah.
Like nobody would go with me, so I'm just like, cool. This is a
right.
solo. I'm treating myself
right.
to this shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So
we'll have to do a group outing for this
I'm
one.
down for that one. Hell yeah.
Put the wrong tingles in your jingles, I'm assuming.
If I see some old people
That's what-
dancing like that,
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm saying.
Sock 'em
Like
in the
when
head.
I was walking around my house
Stop dancing like that,
at
old lady.
5 a.m.,
No.
I was waiting for that old lady to just peek around the corner, and I would have lost my shit.
Took my clothes off in the kitchen. The fuck out of here.
She's getting
I'm outta here.
cookies. She's getting cookies.
Gross.
I'm out of here.
Anyways,
Uh,
we'll
okay.
move along. We'll move
Move
along.
along. Get into our first question from Michelle Braña, who's in the Bonjoro tier. ¿Qué onda,
Bonjour.
Hyper Amigos? Got a random question for y'all this week. If you could have dinner with 3 guests, dead or alive, who would you pick and why? As always, thank you for everything you do. Love you 3000.
Aw.
Dang.
Thank you so much for watching. Pennywise, Pennywise, Pennywise.
Are you sure?
Mhm.
If I had 3, I thought about this earlier. If I had 3, Roger Deakins, David Lean, and probably George Lucas.
Those are some good
Ooh,
ones.
George. George probably wouldn't say anything to you.
I know. I'd have to like try to like beat it out of
You
him.
need Steven
Yeah.
Spielberg there just
I
to,
was
just to
gonna
coax
say,
him out of
yeah.
the.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say Spielberg, but I'm like, how do I cheat this and do a 2-for-1 special?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
That's
yeah,
a
I would
good
love
one.
to. I'd love to
That's a
talk
good
to Lucas about tech, Deakins about cinematography, and David Lean about directing.
Interesting.
Because Lawrence of
Damn.
Arabia is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I'll go Kevin Feige,
It's a great one.
That's a good one.
Ava DuVernay,
Another
Yeah.
one.
J.J. Abrams. That 3 for
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
dinner
a good combo.
would be a
That's good
ridiculous.
combo.
You know what
I'll
show
be
I
like,
miss?
you guys are so busy. What is it? Dinner for 5?
Dinner for 5.
Yeah, Jon
Jon
Favreau.
Favreau.
Yeah.
I miss
show.
that show.
Yeah.
But that would be. I'd love to pick their brains about
Yeah.
a bunch of stuff.
Same.
For me, it would probably be Jack Black from Nacho Libre, Jack Black from Tenacious
Yes.
D, and just Jack Black. No,
Yeah.
it would probably be Walt Disney.
Mhm.
I would
Wow.
want to have dinner
That's a-
with
that's a
dinner
great
with
one.
Walt Disney.
Yeah.
I would probably want to have dinner with Dave Grohl because he's my
Mhm.
life idol, but also like
Yeah.
music idol. He's
Sure.
an amazing human being.
Good dude.
And Jack Black.
Yeah, that'd
Those
be
are
a
pretty good.
great
Yeah.
dinner.
That
Two
would
of them would be buddies,
Yeah.
and Walt Disney would be like,
Right.
"Well, what am I doing here?"
Yeah, exactly. Well,
you
it's
need
his,
me to draw something for
it's
you?
his ghost. I imagine that the conversation between Jack Black and Walt Disney would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
The
what I
new
would
and
be
the
there.
old,
Yeah,
just like-
exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
you're quite
yeah.
a character, aren't you?
Exactly. He's like, I got a character for you. His name's Nacho Libre. What do you think?
Well, I already played him. Next question comes from D-Cut Productions, who's in the Hyper Homies tier. Hyper Homies, been watching since Age of Ultron, the trailer, Age of Ultron
Dang.
trailers. and I can't get enough of your overall positivity.
Wow.
It's really great to have the energy in my YouTube subs. I would like to know if you have any cool predictions for the next wave of MCU movies with the now confirmed dates. Also, anything you're looking forward to from SDCC, panels, toys, comics, etc., besides the burritos, because always.
I mean, the burritos are always.
In terms of the Marvel panel, we talked about it at length earlier.
I feel like we kind of hit it a
Yeah,
little bit.
so,
yeah.
Well, he's asking.
Of all the dates that have been
Deep Cut Productions is asking, of the dates that have been announced, do we have any predictions as to what movie we think? I think Black Widow is going to be next May.
I think so too. I think it'll be Black Widow, Eternals, and Shang-Chi.
Black Widow,
'Cause those are
Eternals
the
in July, and Shang-Chi in November. I think it'll be Shang-Chi in July, Eternals in November.
Really?
Eternals is more like a Christmassy movie for me, more like
Seems like
Thor:
it.
The Dark
I would have
World.
figured they were going to hit like the big teamer movie in the summer.
Maybe,
But who knows?
it's like a Christmas thing to me. Eternals. Shang-Chi is in the summer. It's a dude
Why-
shirtless, hot Asian guy. Do you know what I mean? Like in San Francisco.
Maybe. I
Hector,
don't
it's
know.
like 80 degrees here in
Yeah.
winter. What are you talking about?
It's not going to be a 70s blaxploitation film either.
Dude, it would be dope if it was a 70s
I
kung
know.
fu.
I
If
know,
the,
that
if
would
like
be really
if
cool.
the, that's what the score was like,
Yeah.
I would
I
be
know.
so into
That would be
If that was
amazing,
Shang-Chi.
actually. Yeah.
The only other thing I'm looking forward to is burritos always. Please and thank you. In terms of panels, toys, or comics,
That shredder
everything.
toy.
Yeah, the
Everything.
Shredder
But
toy.
this size.
Right. So you're looking for the 6-inch. They just released the 1/4 scale, which is
Yeah,
this big.
the shredder from the
So,
Turtles movie
yeah,
action
yeah.
figure. Because the epic quest we went on to get those turtles
Oh,
last year.
absolutely,
Was
yeah.
it last year or the year
That was
before?
last
It was last
year,
year.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I need shredder. I need a foot soldier or 2 or 3. I need, what was that guy's name? Tatsu.
Tatsu.
The dude that goes.
Oh yeah. I don't know if they'll
That
ever
guy.
make that guy.
I know,
I don't know
but
if
we need
they'll
Casey
ever make
Jones.
that
We
guy.
need Splinter. We need April.
Yeah.
We need the whole gang. We need a Bebop and a
What about
Rocksteady.
David?
But
David,
David?
the little
What's the kid's
kid.
Danny.
Danny. We need Danny's.
Danny. Damn
it, Danny.
We need Danny's dad
Damn it,
too.
Danny. Yeah, we need Danny's dad. We need the chief of police. Are you trying to tell me how to
Yeah.
do my job?
we need the pizza delivery
I,
guy.
w-
Yeah.
I was looking on the
33 and an eighth.
I was looking on the Kodak app because they list when movies are playing on film locally, and they have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 on there, but it doesn't have any dates listed. I'm like, when is this? Because we gotta go.
Let's screen it.
We should. Next question comes from Bobby R. in the Bonjoro tier. Hi,
Bonjoro.
Bromies. I'm super excited for your movie commentaries. I recently bought Darkman, which I've never seen, and can't wait to see it along with your commentary.
Oh,
Cool.
he bought it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a
Thank you.
commitment.
Thank you.
My question: would you guys consider talking about anime or doing commentaries on some anime? I think anime and manga, like comics, have some of the best storytelling, and wish it had a wider audience to appreciate it.
Movies, yes. Shows, no.
Right.
Because I don't think we
Right.
have the time commitment for shows. And I think
I can talk about
movies-
shows that I've seen.
anime shows.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I think if I know you mentioned Akira. If we sat down and saw some Studio Ghibli, if we sat down and saw some I'll watch a Dragon Ball Z animated movie.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like that, I'm down for that. I'm down for watching animation from Japan or from Korea or from China or
Right,
wherever,
right.
like in a movie form.
Yeah.
Versus like doing like a season of a show.
For sure,
But
for
I
sure.
would totally be down to watch that stuff. And it'd
Yeah.
be great because and also we just want to watch more animation.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm very disappointed that How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World got 1%.
1%.
1% in the votes. It was
Wow.
dead last, Augie.
Really?
Dead last,
I
Augustine.
didn't
So that
Did you
means
dirty, bro?
I didn't even
so
notice
I
that.
told
Did you
Adam,
dirty?
I'm like,
Fudge.
here's the deal. Here's the deal. It's all
Fudge.
gravy. It's all good. John Wick won. It's all good. I'm happy. The next one, whatever wins is going to win. But at some point, we're going to have to do a
Animation
month
only.
where it's just 8 animated
Only animated
things,
movies,
so that we
yeah,
get
yeah.
some animation.
Which I'm
in there.
down for, 100%.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to
100%.
guilt anybody into voting for it. If you guys, it's whatever you guys want to vote for. Obviously,
Right.
that's the point.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we will do some animated stuff.
Adam, you have very little anime experience, right?
Anime?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty limited.
Very, very
Yeah.
little. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably
I feel
same.
like you. Well, do you have very little as well?
I do, and I'm more again on the movie side, and even then, there's still these big gaping gaps of
Yeah.
of ignorance that I don't have on
I
that
have.
side. But yeah,
Then I probably have the most, but
Yeah.
that's not saying much.
Sure.
Some of my favorites are Samurai Champloo, which
Cool.
is really great. It's this really cool hip hop old school samurai blend, which
Yeah.
is this artist named New Jabs was the music producer on that, which was way cool. I've seen most of like the big old movies like Vampire Hunter D,
Haven't seen it.
Akira, which
Yep, saw
yeah,
it.
have you seen that one
It's
yet?
nuts.
No.
Dude. See now,
It's
watching that with
crazy.
Adam.
Yeah.
Parts of it.
See,
It's
watching that
crazy.
because I just watched it with Keller for the 500 Greatest Films
Yeah.
podcast
Right,
a
right,
couple
right.
months ago, and Keller had never seen it. And when we were done, Keller was like, "That movie's fucking nuts."
It's
and I'm
so
like,
insane.
It is.
It's so
insane,
insane.
and it's
But
so good.
I think that's how most big anime movies are. And
Yeah.
also, which
Yeah.
other one did I see? Vampire Hunter D, Akira, and like the
Grave
Ghibli
of the
stuff,
Fireflies?
Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
So I have kind of experience, but not enough to like feature anime talk in every show. We would
Sure.
have to have Matt over here come in
Yeah.
and talk about it. You had an anime show for a while on here, remember?
Yeah.
Maybe Matt's got to jump in on some of those conversations.
Yeah, that would be dope. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep you posted, dude. We'll keep you posted. They might want to make us watch some, so maybe we'll do some later.
So maybe we'll feature you on the show. Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah. Like My Hero Academia?
I love My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
I don't think you can compare it to OKKO because I know you did that.
I
That's
do.
a-
I
that's
love
a good one. That's a
OKKO.
good one.
It's close, but yeah, different. Yeah.
I think if you just watch it, it's fantastic.
I did watch My Hero Academia season 1, and I didn't like it. So that's okay.
It's not. This is the build-up.
I know, man, but it was like how many episodes? Like 10 or 13, and I'm like, okay, I can't. I'm
You're
out.
like, that's
I'm
it.
out.
I'm telling you, like season 2, like, that's all it's establishing.
I can't do it. And then I try to watch Fully Cooley. It's another fan favorite.
Uh-huh.
Didn't like it.
This is right up your alley.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
You would really like.
Damn it.
I don't know. There's different genres.
I've tried Attack on Titan. Didn't like
Oh,
it.
I
Couldn't
loved
get into
Attack
it.
on Titan.
Yeah.
Watching the wrong things.
I know, man. Apparently I
I
am.
love that one.
What's that? Haven't done that yet. Now that I should try.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
Punch Man. Okay.
'Cause
You're not
it's
the first.
superhero.
Yeah,
'Cause it's
not the first
superheroes.
person to tell me that.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Cool.
That's easy.
20 minutes a pop. All right.
You can do that.
20 mins.
Yeah.
20 minutes a pop.
On Hulu?
Anyways,
Okay, we'll talk.
we can
Thank
talk,
you,
we
Matt.
can
Matt's
talk.
the best. You
Yeah,
guys, if
Matt's
you're not
the
following
best.
Matt Acevedo,
The Matt Acevedo.
what's wrong with you?
That's your new
Do it
handle
now.
now, right? The Matt Acevedo?
The.
Okay.
He's
That's
the.
so cool.
The Matt.
Put that
That's
under
awesome.
here.
Love you. Next question comes from Edgar Perez, who's in the Gritos Hyper Amigos. When it comes to owning a movie, what special features do you look forward to the most? Or what is your favorite special feature currently? Mine has to be on the Avengers Infinity War, the Directors Roundtable, having all the MCU directors sit around talking about the characters and each other's work.
Absolutely.
I would say and it's not guaranteed that these special features will always come out on every single Blu-ray that is put out, but the two things that I look forward to the most is some kind of a documentary about the making of the movie and a director's commentary.
Yep.
Those are my favorite.
I love, especially when it comes to superhero stuff, if there's a little featurette on there about the comic book history, the source
right, right.
material. I love a good little mini documentary or featurette about, for like Aquaman, if there'll be like a 5-minute thing about like Aquaman has a really interesting comic book, and then like they talk to people about it, and
Aquaman
they
special features were pretty
dude,
damn good.
I haven't dived into
They're
those
good,
yet,
man.
but I will. But my favorite all-time special feature might be an uncut, like 9-minute shot of Paul Rudd and David Koechner from Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy.
that had some really
making,
good bonus
like,
footage.
because
Yeah.
it was a whole extra disc
Yeah,
of just like
yeah.
bloopers and like,
Uh-huh.
but like there's just like an uncut raw like 9-minute thing of them when they're trying to make Christina Applegate laugh to the point where Paul Rudd takes his
Yeah, he
pants
takes
off,
his pants off.
dancing like this with his underwear. To see it uncut is like hysterical because it keeps going.
Escalating
One of
and
my favorite.
escalating,
I've
yeah.
straight up put that on just to show people that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's a
That's
great
so
special
funny.
feature. Yeah.
I just was talking to Emily, and I told her, I'm like, you know what? I have all these Blu-rays that I like, all these digital Blu-rays. I'm gonna start taking the director's commentary, making them into
Exactly,
podcasts, so I can take them on the
That's
go.
brilliant.
that's
Just because
smart.
Sometimes you can't watch a whole movie
Yeah.
because the service
Yeah,
is
yeah,
not
yeah.
good or whatever. And I'm like,
Right,
maybe I
right.
just want to like listen to them talk about the making.
That's what I really love, and I think I fell into movies at the perfect time for me to fall in love with Lord of the Rings, because I was just getting into movie making. I was really, really interested. I wanted to make it my career, and so Lord of the Rings came out and just blew every other extra footage, bonus footage of everything out of the water.
There's a lot of stuff.
And
in
so
there.
it's a full on. As long as the movies are, that's how long the documentaries are for every movie.
Yeah.
It's really insane. But I just love, like, even when it's stuff like from Anchorman, like that stuff is just super duper funny. The fart tracks from Spider-Verse, those are really.
Oh yeah.
I love when they kind of do stuff like that. Like there was this so the movie Superbad had, how they have the looping DVD menus. So they made what's his name, Michael Cera dance for an hour straight so that it would not loop for an hour. So he said that the director came up to him. He's like, "Hey, we got an idea for the DVD." He's like, "Do you just want to dance for an hour?" And he was like, "Sure." And so he just like danced for a straight up hour. It's little things like that that make it feel like you're buying something special rather than just like, I'm buying a straight up copy of the movie.
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of why I stopped collecting, because I felt like they stopped caring about what they were giving us. You know, like
100%.
that's why I have very few movies, and only now in hanging out with you guys, I'm like, well, fuck, that movie's worth a buy too. Like, I also want to show my support to those movies rather than just like, there's times when it's not on streaming where I want to watch it and it's not there.
Like, I want to support OKKO, Let's Be Heroes.
Right, exactly.
They have a DVD out. It's just a random assortment of episodes. There's no season one.
Exactly.
But it's like, well, how do you ever expect Cartoon Network to want to put out a season one?
Right.
Unless that first DVD gets sold. But I'm like, but I don't want to spend money on this thing because
I'm
I'm
not gonna buy
saving
that.
for this thing.
Because that's an incomplete collection.
Because that's never going to happen because of this thing. So it's this weird, like...
It's kind of the same thing, like especially new Blu-rays. Some companies do a really good job with all that stuff, all the menus and the design work.
Yeah.
Some of it is very much plug and play. Like,
exactly.
I love you, Warner Brothers, but every single Blu-ray I get from them, they all look exactly the same. They're just reskinned.
Exactly.
Yep. With that little crappy menu on the bottom with these icons, you're like,
freaking
ugh.
hate it.
I hate the fact that like they don't even put art on the Blu-ray covers anymore. It's just like silver disc, black words, and that's it. I'm just like, come on,
It looks like
man.
the Borat DVD.
Yeah,
it was purposely
so bad.
looked like a fake DVD.
Like, I hate buying a $20 to $24 Blu-ray to open it to make it look like it's the ones you get from the bargain bin.
Totally.
I'm just like, dude.
Even now the 4K Blu-rays, like the disc, the cases, they're so flimsy
It's
and
just
soft. It doesn't compare to like, so Zach and I've been watching Criterion stuff.
Yeah.
And like those cases, it's like hard plastic. It's got like weight to it. You open it. There's a whole booklet
There's
in
a
there
book
that
on
like
the
does
inside.
descriptive information about the movie, the director, the cast. The discs are pressed beautifully. You put the disc in. The menus are beautiful. They're very interactive.
Exactly.
And I get it. It's, you know, I get it. People talk about it all the time how it's like physical media is dying, and I'm like, sure, you can say it all you want, but like we tried streaming a Criterion movie, and then we put the disc in, and it was a night and day difference.
Right, because of the quality, and you're more in control of those variables. But like the more I think about it, the more I want to collect things that I absolutely love. Like I'm not a full blown like completionist collector, but those things that I really love, that's what I want to keep there.
And that's more of what I've been doing now. Like there's a lot of movies that I have that I'm like, oh, it's $5, I'll get it.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a lot of other movies that I'm getting now that I'm like, cool, I'm collecting this movie because like I want
because you
the
love
3D
it
version.
and you want a copy of that.
I want the 4K version.
Right.
Or I want the Steelbook because I love the design work. Like I got the Terminator 2 3D Blu-ray from Europe.
Right.
And like the Steelbook is beautifully designed. The discs are pressed beautifully.
Right. It's stuff like that makes me want to buy it.
Yeah.
You know, like if I feel like they don't care, which they didn't for a long time, I'm just like, I'm
screw
out.
it.
Sorry.
The last question comes from Samir Tesfai, who's also in the Gritos group. Hey guys, what's the secret technology James Cameron will be dropping with Avatar 2 released in 2021? That's assuming it ever comes out. Glassless 3D, my wish. Some new CGI technology bringing underwater worlds that look realistic, like watching Blue Planet, or some other crazy shit. LOL, all assuming he's got something up his sleeve.
It's just smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
Just farts.
Actually,
they're going to be smelling Navi farts.
Oh, God. I've heard the 4D stuff people are not fans of. The one thing that I think is really, really cool that has not been touched on yet, and it's probably because these movies aren't out yet, so they haven't had an opportunity to really talk about it, but I did see a little bit of a conversation with John Landau, who's the producer. The new Sony Venice cameras that they use are super impressive. Basically, the brain of the camera can be separated from the chip and the lens.
So they can run more efficiently?
Yeah, so you basically have something this big, like that's more of a square, but it has the lens attached to it, and it's on a giant cable that's attached to a brain that's like 30 feet away. And they can like do handheld stuff.
So it's lighter. So it's almost like shooting on a smartphone, but it's got cinema quality being captured
in the brain of it, which I think is really, really cool. They're working on a wireless version. I think the wireless version will be able to go up to 30 feet.
Wow.
And especially for 3D, it makes the rigs way lighter.
That's true, because you separate it completely. But also, I mean, it is way lighter, but they will still be bulkier than other models. But still, that would be a huge advantage.
Compared to compared to, let's say, like the Arri Alexa 65, which is a huge production camera.
Right.
This is maybe like a third of the size.
That's dope.
So
that's
getting
really
a lot of that weight off of your cinematographer and getting a lot of that sizing down, it allows you to have a lot more maneuverability. And especially for what they're doing, where they're doing live motion capture, on the actual set, I think it allows for a lot more flexibility. But glassless 3D would be really cool. They have obviously done it before with the Nintendo 3DS. but it's all about how do you get that on a big cinema screen that has
Impossible.
a viewing angle from all directions.
Yeah,
that's almost impossible.
Mission Impossible
Yeah.
bullshit. Not even Mission Impossible could do
Unless
it.
your screen is like 100 yards away, but then that
Or
reduces
incredibly
your
curved.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's just really not possible. I
Yeah.
don't think.
Yeah, glasses less 3D is not a deal breaker for me because I already wear glasses every day of my life.
Exactly.
And we
I'm
got
not-
used to from working in
true.
3D
It
wearing the
literally
glasses
makes
over.
no difference to me.
Yeah, it
And
doesn't.
like
Right.
I have my own 3D glasses that go over my glasses. If I can use those, great. Not all theaters have real D3D.
That's fine.
When I go to IMAX movie or a Dolby movie, I don't care to wear the glasses on top of my glasses. I'm so
Right.
used to wearing the damn things that like
I
putting on
just-
another pair, I'm like, oh, whatever.
I just feel like for the real 3D stuff, I feel like it would catch on so much more if they just had those little clip-ons for people who complain that they have to wear glasses over their
Yeah.
glasses. It's just like we worked with people who just clipped on their 3D glasses,
Mm-hmm.
and it's literally just the film that goes
Yeah.
over your glasses.
It's a filter.
It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
I wish they would have opened that up to the public as well, because I feel
Yeah.
like it would have kind of changed. Because I feel like a lot of the people who complain about wearing 3D glasses over their glasses are the people who wear glasses like us, and
Yeah.
they're not used to that.
And I think active 3D kind of killed it for people too because
Yeah, that sucked.
they're big,
Yeah.
heavy, and battery powered.
Yeah,
Passive
I
was
don't
the
like
way
that.
to go always.
And then like you get to the screen and then one eye goes out
Yeah.
and like it's just it's a huge hassle.
Dolby
Huge hassle.
between having light glasses like the real D3D ones or the Dolby ones and having projection like Dolby Cinema that's
Right.
brighter, clearer,
Right.
sharper,
Right.
more vibrant. There's no way people are gonna walk out of that and go, that wasn't good.
That
3D."
wasn't good enough.
It's
Yeah, it's
so-
just-
like I saw Alita in Dolby Cinema and it was fucking breathtaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah.
You know, and I took a couple people who were like were iffy on 3D.
Yeah.
And they walked out of Alita like that's the best 3D
That's-
experience
yeah.
I've
Yeah.
ever had.
I
Projection matters, people.
I work with there is a doctor at my work who travels back and forth to China very often, and she loves movies. So we talk about movies all the time.
Yeah.
And she says that in China the big thing is 3D. Like there's a huge push for 3D, but also those RBX seats. She says that those things are
Yeah.
in super duper high demand. Like
It's weird. Like
everybody prefers that.
India, China,
Yeah.
the things that they're into, the 4DX,
Right.
3D, it's the complete opposite of us.
Right, exactly. So it's weird. Like, what do you
Yeah.
do?
If you
Yeah.
watch a lot of if you were to look up Avengers Endgame theater reaction,
Right.
all of those things are filmed in India, mostly India, China.
Interesting.
And it's all 3D screenings.
Ah.
Like they love it.
Yeah.
And it's such
Absolutely.
a bummer to be here and people are like, 3D's lame. It sucks.
Right.
It's this, it's that. I'm like,
Right.
you don't even understand anything about 3D.
Whoa,
you literally
whoa,
don't know anything.
whoa.
God damn it.
Ah!
It's really
Look
frustrating.
at Hector. He's just like, we've been over this 1,000 times.
And I'm already reading the comments on this thing.
Yeah.
3D sucks.
No, we've actually gotten a lot of good support. in the
We
comments.
have actually
Yeah,
had
yeah.
people who have I've had people that have messaged me like, you guys convinced me about 3D. Where do I buy 3D
Right,
TV?
right, exactly.
I'm like, God damn.
You're 10 years too late, buddy.
Again,
Should have jumped on that damn train.
where were you, normies, 10 years ago when we were telling y'all? Well, I don't mean to be crude, but you done fucked up.
You done fucked up. Maybe look on Craigslist. Maybe you might be able to find one on
One
Craigslist.
Don't be a creep. Become friends with me in real life, and then I'll invite you
I'm
over.
surprised.
That's it.
I'm
That's
surprised,
it.
Hector, you're not stockpiling 3D TVs. I'm surprised
I
that
know,
you
right?
don't
I
have
should
like
have.
30 of them.
I might
back up.
actually buy one.
I'm
from
saying-
someone
Should
that
have.
we know. 'Cause
I'm-
I have one, but I might.
saying
Keller and
you
I
guys
have
should be
already discussed.
stockpiling.
Keller and I have already discussed the
When you get
horrendous,
divorced.
day. No, that's never gonna happen. We're gonna live together till we're old men. The horrendous day when our TV breaks. and dies.
Exactly.
Bro,
That when
you
that
need
day
both.
comes, we have already agreed. No matter what happens, we're gonna stop everything. The priority will then become
Yeah.
Find
we got to get a 3D TV or like an affordable one or, a projector.
Yeah.
And we will go all in on that
Yeah.
to ensure that our 3D loving experiences
Yeah.
can get like we've already talked about. We're like, okay,
So he
we'll do
loves
that.
3D
We'll do
too.
that. Yeah, man.
Cool.
He does.
We've actually
He
talked
does.
about Zach and I were talking about last night because the space here is so big. We talked about getting a projector screen and getting a 3D projector.
Dude, that'd be amazing.
So I'm like,
that would be
I'm
amazing.
down.
Like, I would even invest in one for the backyard screenings.
Yeah,
that we
right?
Yeah.
have.
Let's
It's
all
so
three of us
dope.
do it. Let's do it.
Wonder
3D
Twin Powers.
3D boys on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 3D
3D
boys.
That's gonna conclude
Let's
tonight's show.
wrap
Okay,
it up.
great.
Let's
Okay,
wrap it
great.
up with
That's
that.
a great
There's nowhere to
episode.
go from there.
Nowhere to go. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to submit questions, join the Patreon. $5 tier, you're able. $5 tier and up, you can submit questions every single week. If we keep past our goal for
Yeah.
our Patreon-only Q&A. We will start doing those next month. So
Right.
it'll be a video just for you guys to ask questions and a whole lot of fun. And then we got our commentaries coming. We've got some other stuff that we're cooking up. So we're super excited. In the meantime, make sure you guys obviously subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment down below about everything that we talked about. And thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. And if you love 3D, tell us your favorite 3D movie.
If you love 3D, pledge your 3D boys with
3D
us.
boys.
And girls, if you are a girl and you,
Yeah.
or a Zim or a Zer or they or whatever. Yeah,
Exactly.
You
3D
pledge-
days.
love.
3D days.
We're just going to
3D
change the show to
days.
3D love.
Yeah,
3D
yeah,
love.
yeah.
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for watching. See you later.